Hey guys, I'm Kimmer back here for the video, guys. Welcome back to the episode of my Noclipped series. Today, guys, we're taking a look at another stadium. This one is also in London. This is Tottenham Hotspur, London. Yeah, we're just getting right into this, guys. Guys are new to the series. We've been doing a lot of outside of America stadiums today. We went through 30 NFL stadiums. The only stadiums we haven't gone through is MetLife the second time, because we have to go through it with the Giants version, and then the Rams with SoFi, but we already looked at those stadiums, so I'm kind of putting them off, I'm not going to lie to you, because we already looked at them with the Jets version, okay? So this is another London stadium, and surprisingly enough, this actually has a fully customized outside of the stadium, which is dope, because two of our stadiums we looked at so far did not have, they had void outside, which was the Germany one, and I believe, no, both Germany ones were outside. So they had a void outside the stadium. This one does not. So this is kind of cool. Now, the best stadium we have looked at so far was actually the Mexico Stadium, which is crazy because that is the most detailed I've ever seen a stadium in my life. Not check it out. Make sure you check it out. But this one right here is actually, again, like I said, the London one. So this is not Wembley. This is the other one. We looked at Wembley earlier today, if you've not done so and seen it already. All right, so we got that tunnel. We got this tunnel. This tunnel goes to nothingness. Okay. My guess is there a tunnel over here? There is. And this is going to be... No, this is nothingness. Wow. I'm kind of surprised that's nothingness. So this is the only tunnel. This is nothingness. What is going on? Wait, where was I when the first tunnel that was actually pretty okay? That's this one. Okay, so there's only one good tunnel. The other tunnels just go to nothingness. Okay, interestingly enough. What did this go to? This goes to a door, a double door here. What's the texture look like? So, if I'm looking at this area, right? This is what the door should see. This is what the door does see. Magical doors. Okay, there's actually an inside here. Wow, okay, so there's actually inside here, and it has lights. What? Why? Why did they put this room in here? Usually these doors lead to nothing. This door actually leads to something on both. Oh, okay, that's why. It's because you can actually see from out here. That's why they did it. Okay, never mind. They just did it because that leads to there. Okay, I was kind of wondering why they... Okay, that makes sense. And then you have another one over here, which actually just leads to nothingness. So, looks like both these tunnels just lead to absolutely nothingness. But that one actually leads to something. For some reason, it's like, oh yeah, this all leads to nothingness. Except for this right here. Because for some reason, we decided to give this whole area right here an actual area with these doors. Even though you can't just see through the glass. There's no point then. Why don't you just have it so you can see through the glass? I'm asking too many questions here. Alright, so we have, it looks like pretty much it's just copied and pasted all the way around. Yeah, most of this area right here is just copied and pasted. I don't think there's going to be any, like, difference as custom areas. The suites here, it looks like they are somewhat, like, actually, okay. They're not bad, but if you go back to Mexican City one, I keep going to Mexico City. It's like the Mexico Stadium, whatever. You actually can see that it's actually detailed inside the suite. So actually huge suites in there. I don't know how they're so huge, but you know what? I'm not going to ask questions. Because apparently that stadium is, I guess, $1 billion stadium? Like a $100 billion stadium with how designed it is in Madden. Alright, so I think this is going to be pretty much it for this stadium inside. The outside's actually a lot cooler than the inside stadium, I'll be honest with you. This stadium on the inside here is pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's the thing, right? There's a funny thing about the stadium. There isn't a void outside this stadium. There is actually a designed area. Kinda. All the way around the stadium, there's a void. There's a void that you drop to your death if you try to leave the stadium. Weirdly enough, people can walk on this void. Yes, this is a void. They are technically floating on air right now. So there is a void, and for some reason, the stadium is not correctly textured. So there's no outside of the stadium. EA did not put an outside of this stadium on this stadium. Like, there's no outside. So this is just literally nothingness on the outside, which is kind of interesting. Because if you're going to do that, how is this all designed? Why is this all created? You have a void underneath the stadium. It's like they were like, you know what? We're just going to make nothingness outside the stadium. We're not even going to do the outside. We're not going to do anything below it. And then they were like, but what if we just added so much detail to the rest? Because I'll tell you right now, as you probably already guessed, this is one of the most detailed maps so far we have seen out of all the stadiums. And for some reason, the outside of the stadium or below it has zero texture or detail. Or anything. It's literally just a void. So, outside the stadium, we do have little little roads here. Fully designed roads, by the way. Look really freaking nice and cool. We do, of course, have different houses, which are not the same house designs as we've seen in the NFL stadiums in America. Now, you might say, well, that's pretty obvious, obviously, because this is London. Yeah, but you have to keep in mind that nobody's going to see this area but us, okay? No one other than people who know clip outside the stadium are going to see this area. We see this area because, you know, this is what you're watching this video right now, but other people do not. So we have 2 basketball courts, and then we have one gigantic soccer field. I guess it's not really that gigantic. It's just a soccer field. We have more houses, looks like neighborhoods around here, which is really dope. And then the typical EA here, which I find so funny sometimes. They have all these 3D textured areas, right? And then they're like, what if we have the rest of it just be 2D textured? It's just 2D textured lines of different houses around like 4 different layers. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's a layer of just like trees that aren't really there. Why? It's just my issue is why. Like, if this was all 3D, like just 2D textures, I'd understand. But you have buildings within the 2D textures, which makes even less sense than it. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. There's just no reason to have this, but they do. They do, and it is what it is. But yeah, so this is the most not detailed. I'll say not the most detailed. This is the second most detailed / second most nothing / second most what is going on stadium we have seen so far. You couldn't even do the outside of the stadium. You couldn't bother to do that. You couldn't bother to have it below the stadium, so you have a void. And then you can't even bother to, you bothered to do all these custom houses, buildings, designs. Like, look, guys, this is what you can see from outside the stadium. This is all you can see. This is all you can see. If you like just from the field, this is all you can see from outside the stadium. None of this needed to be here. This was all EA just wanting to put stuff on the outside. And underneath of it, nothingness. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.